When you read the Gospels, one expression keeps appearing, the chief priests. But there is only one high priest, so why is it plural? To answer this question, we must trace the transformation of the high priesthood from the time of David to the time of Jesus. In the time of David, two high priestly figures appear, Zadok and Abiathar. Two priestly lines coexist. A turning point comes. Solomon removes Abiathar and appoints Zadok as high priest. From that moment on, priestly legitimacy is fixed in the house of Zadok, and the temple order is firmly established around the Zadokite line. After the Babylonian exile, the temple of Zerubbabel is built. The prophet Ezekiel declares, "The sons of Zadok shall minister in my sanctuary." Even in this period, the priestly tradition remains intact. In 175 BC, under Antiochus IV, the high priesthood becomes something that can be bought. Jason purchases the office with money, then Menelaus offers more and takes the position. The critical issue, Menelaus is not from the Zadok line. At that moment, a tradition preserved for centuries collapses before money. But the corruption does not stop there. Temple vessels are sold, Hellenization is forced upon the people, and finally, an altar to Zeus is erected inside the temple. This is the desecration of the temple. Unable to bear this, Mattathias and his sons rise in revolt. This is the beginning of the Maccabean Revolt. After the Maccabean Revolt, the Hasmonean Dynasty emerges, but a new problem arises. The very family that rose against corruption now seeks to take the high priesthood, even though they are not from the Zadok line. Eventually, Alexander Jannaeus holds both offices, king and high priest. What does this mean? The merging of religious and political power, the politicization of the temple. At this point, the traditional priestly system effectively collapses. After Herod the Great, the structure changes again. Herod appoints the high priest. Later, Roman governors do the same. The system now looks like this. Rome controls the appointment. The high priest must cooperate with Roman politics. The temple becomes a tool to maintain power. The high priest is no longer a sacred office, but a political position. A new and critical shift occurs. Even when a high priest is replaced, the former one does not disappear. He still holds influence, maintains power, builds a family network, and affects temple affairs. The title, high priest, remains, even after removal from office. So now, this structure exists simultaneously. Former high priests, current high priest, priestly families. Annas represents this system perfectly. In AD 6, he is appointed by the Roman governor Quirinius. 5 of his sons become high priests. His son-in-law also becomes high priest. His name is Caiaphas. Caiaphas is appointed in AD 18 by Valerius Gratus. As a result, the high priesthood circulates within one family. Officially, Caiaphas holds the office, but real authority remains with the house of Annas. The high priesthood is no longer centered on a single individual, but on a ruling family. This is, in effect, a high priestly dynasty. Now the gospel expression makes sense. The chief priests. This includes the current high priest, former high priests, the family of Annas, the priestly elites who support them. It is not one person, but an entire power network. When Jesus cleanses the temple, he is confronting the temple economy, the high priestly authority, the entire Annas-centered system. That is why not one man, but the chief priests move against him. In the time of David, two lines coexisted. In the time of Solomon, it was unified under Zadok. In the Seleucid period, that order collapsed. In the Hasmonean period, power was merged. In the Roman period, political authority controlled the temple. And in the time of Jesus, there was not just one high priest, but the chief priests. Jesus did not confront a single individual, but the entire power structure that controlled the temple.